Alright, welcome DOT community, back to the kingdom. Tonight at the kingdom, we are going to be farming for VP. Now, this is not going to be a typical stream that I normally go through. So I'm going to go over into some detail, specifically for those free-to-play players that rely on my channel. This is not something that you will be doing unless you are doing it for the fun of the game. Because I am going to be spending some gems on this particular event, and we are going to see what we can do from there. I'm going to see what I can do from there to get to 500,000 VP very quickly. And the only reason I am doing that is because all of my builders, as well as all of my upgrades, are currently running full force. And so I happen to be in that sweet spot where I can farm for VP without worrying about resources. For those of you that are in chat, you are welcome to join me in Discord. I posted the link. Drew, welcome. So yeah, now this isn't going to conflict with my Castle Crusher series, but good to see you guys in here, all of you. But today I will be using multiple Titans to show you guys what I actually do to farm for VP and Legend. Now, I went over some of the basic strategies in a previous video, but I am just going to be utilizing them all with multiple different Titans now, depending on what my need is at the time. Alright, so bear with me one moment as I finish putting together my little setup, and then we are going to get started. Alright, Drew and Oss, always a pleasure to have you in here. Okay, so because we are not, while we're technically at war with the third slot here in TG War, shout out to Event Team. Up until recently they were up like 2 million behind us, but we are really pushing ahead. See you, good to have you in here. So what I'm going to be doing to make sure that I can meet my VP requirements for this league, and I started basically 3/4 of the way through this day, so I've only had a little bit of time to gather VP lands. And when I first entered this league, we were in the middle of a war, so all of my lands were completely shaved. And so my whole day has been capping lands back and forth with other entities out there. But I'm looking now to maximize VP gain here. And so, once again, I risk ticking off the perennial devils of Dawn of Titans, League of Gods, but these guys have VP rich farmlands. So if any of you guys are watching this, know that I wouldn't come here if you guys didn't leave some of the best VP lands available. So once again, I am looking for that glow on the lands. Now that glow is going to tell me basically to look at the land and see if there's going to be a VP bonus. Generally speaking, it's half of the level that you're looking at. So this mountain's level 21, so normally I'm looking for 10,500, although you can go underneath that. But I'm not sure the exact amount, but the glow is a good giveaway. So I'm just going to keep looking through these glowing ones to see if there happens to be one that meets my requirements. Now, since tonight I will be raiding with Mamesh as well as Siegfried, because those two guys make all raiding too easy. Now, I didn't really see too much over there, but I remember, I think it was in 11. This is 12. We are looking for those glowing VP lands that have been abandoned. And normally when you find, I this outer ring of alliances, there's always someone in there at this time of day that is right at the sweet spot that you need them to be. Well, here we go. Here's a land that's given 12,000 VP, and a simple 300,000. So I'm going to do this real quick. Now, for my hard lands that I'm attacking, I go in with Siegfried. For the easier ones that I just want to speed raid through, Mamesh is the man. Let you know what I've got built out on Mamesh here. Well, we only cap until you don't need VP lands anymore. And once again, I'm still building up from when I was so viciously shaved when I first came in. And that's part of the fun of Legend League, to be honest with you guys. Getting your land shaved is just what you've got to expect, especially if you want to compete for a top 5, top 6 spot. The teams are vicious. Now, I use Mamesh here for speed rating because I got that armor and health buffs for my Panthers. So those of you who picked up Mayar, or Makar, whatever his name is, you're going to see that Titan raid in a very similar fashion that Mamesh does. Because you've got those preset skills. So I like him because he doesn't really take a lot of damage, and he can get through these lands pretty quickly. There we go. Guard Tomb, Holy Guard, Lightning. And I didn't take any damage. So, I mean, basically speaking, Panthers are great for speed rating. And now I'm just waiting for the thing to show up. Voila, there's the bonus. So you guys know I got 12,000 for the initial cap. And I'm getting an additional, basically 8,000. So we're looking at about 20,000 for 6 portal stones. Now, since this is a level 20 land, I don't need to use my heavy powered Titan to defend it. Because I have higher level troops, I can use a lower level Titan and my spells, and it will max out VP generation. So I'm going to go ahead and set my Calvarax to defend that. And no, yes, I could put a more powerful Titan to make sure that I have a chance of getting greens, but to be honest with you, don't get attached to your land in Legend League. It doesn't matter how good of a defense you have on your land or your castle, someone will break you. So decide where you're going to put your strong Titans. I normally put them on the higher VP generation lands just because I can max them out pretty quickly. And it doesn't have to be a level 60 Titan. You could have for example, I have a level 39 Krothos here. And he maxes out the land just fine. Alright, so we found one land. We've got to find a few more to make sure that I'm maximizing my VP generation output. Now, once I max out my VP lands, I'm going to get rid of a few of my resource lands to make sure I can hold more VP, and then I'm going to go attack some castles so you guys can see what castle attacking is going to be like on Legend. Now, keep in mind, this is not me going to war. This is me VP farming. When you're at war, the strategy is totally different. And we'll look at discussing it in some extent tonight. But for now, we got a goal in mind. Well, Drew, that is the perfect introduction to Legend League. And while it is frustrating initially, seriously, anytime you get shaved, go back to your team and just say, hey, you know what? Let's cap back or something like that. Because I joined the team, and while it was irritating to have all my land shaved initially, strangely enough to say, it is a sort of a feeling of relief when you can look down and every single garrison in your alliance is bubbled. That's when you know you're united. You have a common enemy that is beating you down. And to give you an example, event team and Ancient Gods teamed up on us earlier today. We had bypassed them, and we were moving on pretty quick. They didn't like it, and so what did we do? We systematically shut them down throughout the day. 2 alliances on one? No, that's not going to happen with NTG. We don't care about that type of stuff. We are on our way to becoming a powerful alliance. No more of this tier 3 stuff. We're going to put ourselves up to the level of the Russians here, I think, in the next few weeks. And then, who knows, maybe the League of Gods is in our sight in the future. Go NPG or Warhammer. There we go. The new branding is out there. And those of you looking for Alliance, feel free to join us. We have plenty of room on multiple different alliances throughout our leagues. And as you guys can see, I'm not in a necessary hurry to find, to cap VP lands. As a free-to-play player, I want to make sure every portal stone counts. And so I'm going to maximize my output here by making sure I'm capping the right targets. Now, when you're in a war, all you're doing is stripping people of their VP lands as well as attacking castles. And specific castles. If you're doing anything beyond that, and let's see, it's a rude awakening to see all my VP lands gone from every alliance I have. It does feel that way. When you're stripped clean, it's just like, wow. You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. But as you can see, even here in this league, this Legend League, which is, I would say, is a more tame one, despite there still being wars happening. Some of these VP lands are just hard to come by. 9,000, nope. I need something a little more. I think see, this guy is currently here, so his VP lands are not going to be ready anytime soon. Let's see. Event team. This is the guys, I think, we were at war with earlier today, so you'll see a lot of skulls here of people that capped and attacked my garrison. You guys want to see exactly my history? You'll see that, I've got quite a few greens in here. Defended, but you'll see all these captures here. Doesn't matter. A lot of defenses are on my garrison. Alright, so let's keep looking around. We're going to find those holy grails of... Here we go. Alright. So here we have an example of a nice Vivixia. Now, looking at this Vivixia, normally if this was a powerful one with like a 4 or 5 million defense, I would go with Siegfried and just crush him. But since he's got a measly attack power, my Mamesh will run him over. And if you feel bad about capping VP lands, stop now. Stop feeling bad, because in Legend League, it is an expected thing. You let your VP land charge too long, you deserve to have it capped. That's what it comes down to, and everyone feels that way. And anyone that complains to you about capping lands, they're doing the game wrong. Here we go. You see this? Bo, welcome to the stream, man. And for those of you who are interested, you're welcome to join me in Discord today. I gotta do something to my quality, I'll tell you that. This screen is like hurting my eyes watching my own stream. I don't know how you guys deal with it. Alright. Welcome, Bo.
Hey, how's it going?
You know what? It is going really good. How about yourself?
Man, I've had a day. I have played band admin all day.
Well, you helped launch basically our new alliances, our new focus for the alliances, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, it was a pretty big day. Hopefully I'll get to play the game tomorrow. We'll see.
Well, mad shout out to all the leaders of non-toxic, because I am a lazy bum, and I'll just prefer to put in my VP as opposed to put in my time governing.
Hey, we need all sorts, right?
That's right.
The sad part is I'm better at playing band than I am playing DOT, so...
Well, all you need is a good Siegfried. One good Siegfried, and there is no defense you can't beat. It's kind of unfair at the moment.
Yeah, so I actually maxed out my Siegfried last fusion event, so pretty nice having a good Siegfried. It's got a few greens on my garrison, which is nice, and I do feel kind of like it's a waste to attack with him though now that he's maxed out.
I know. That's why I got mine to level 58. I'm just using him for specific attacks. Rob Lincoln, welcome to the stream. But I know exactly what you mean, Bo. Oh my goodness.
So it's like, oh yay, now he's 60 and never played with him anymore. So, but I've been working on Calvarax. So I got Calvarax to 54 now. That's my next project.
Alright, I've got to figure out a way to turn up the volume on Discord, because there are some people having some issues with hearing you at the moment, though.
Oh, okay.
That's because you're coming through my speaker, and... let me see this. User settings.
You doing the 2-device thing?
Yeah, I got, my speakers off my computer, and I just have my phone next to the speakers.
Yeah.
So we're not doing voice and video, I don't think. Input-output volume. Yeah, well, that's basically it. You're just going to talk up, Bo.
Well, drove all the way to New Orleans, got checked in a hotel. I'm trying to be a little quiet so I don't wake up the neighbors, you know?
Well, you enjoy your work trip.
Yeah.
I wish I could speak Chinese. Newcomer. You are welcome to stay in the channel, but if you're having a hard time understanding, if there's a Chinese streamer, I would gladly direct you over to him. But no, I can't speak Chinese. Alright. So, going into more lands. Now, Bo, how often do you go out and VP farm? Specifically for that purpose.
Specifically to attack lands just for farm VP?
Lands or castles?
Daily. I mean, that's the whole point of the game. Well, that's the whole point of Legend League, is to get the VP. So it's Monday, Wednesday, it's all VP, and when events are on is when I do my gold and food rating.
Fair enough. I gotta tell you, it's a balance for me. Because I never spend, hey look, someone capped my farm. I'd rather them cap something like that than one of my VP lands at this point. But I normally let my VP gain me my VP earlier on in the week so I can farm resources for my upgrades.
It's been a very interesting week over on the other server because there are no VP lands.
Yeah, I drew about that, how everything's been stripped.
So we've had to resort to capturing depleted resource lands so that when they deplete, you get the VP bonus. and garrison raids. That's pretty much all there is to do.
Cool. I like it. I like it. Alright, guys, so here we go. This is an example of a land that's not quite half, and welcome our new Chinese brother to DOT. This is an example of a land that is not quite half of the level, but will still give me a bonus. And so, here's a Skolnar with level 24 Goliaths. I can tell you guys now that he has a 90% resist melee. But I am about to wreck his butt, basically. It's just going to be... with Siegfried.
With archers, right?
This is not even going to be fair. This is the part, well, I will use this. It lets me know that I cannot stop Siegfried. A Siegfried on the warpath. And all of my relics are maxed out for this Siegfried, by the way. Alright, so looking at this, I know my weaknesses are going to be against those Grenadiers. And so, or if the Goliaths can actually get to me. So I'm going to bring in 3 Fear spells. I'll have a free spell and 2 Friar spells. That should be more than enough. Now my archers are 4 levels beneath the Goliaths. Make sure I'm bringing in my Panthers. Yeah, late night is going international. That's right, guys. It's always night somewhere, which means I'm always king somewhere. Alright. Now, what we're looking for here... Oh, good gravy. Alright. I don't want my archers to take any damage from those dirty, dirty Goliaths. So, we are going to do this. We're going to fireball. And you will proceed. You will begin to notice that there is no Goliath strong enough that can stand in the way of Siggy's archers. That is 90% resist physical Goliaths. And since archers drop in every other battle when I'm grinding, I could care less how many of them get destroyed here. It just seems unfair to me. I mean, 4 levels down. Half of them dead. And they still can't come anywhere near my Siegfried. Natural Emotion, if you ever get around to watching any of my videos, do something about it.
It's, it's kind of the same way with Calvarax. When you throw all of those skeleton relics on him, and you go in with a full army plus an additional 9 skeleton spells. Oh, and by the way, those skeletons are, almost immune to poison and have 100% crit and 200% health. So Calvarax is a bit OP at the moment.
I agree. That dirty, dirty skeleton archer. I'm glad he's seeing his day in the sun. And I don't want him to be nerfed at all.
The design. I really liked the design when they came out, but I was just like, I don't need another Ice Ranger. Because I had Italis, and skeletons were so weak, and then they changed it, and now it's like, oh my goodness. So...
Yeah, and here's another thing, guys. When you have an X damage skill, my Odin has his X damage skill in there already. So this is what happens. This is a level 23 land, level 20 archers. I max out VP generation off a level 20 Titan. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. But it may have to be the next one, depending on what lightning troops are.
Man, and the thing about Odin is he was never meant to be a lightning troop titan. Yes, he has lightning troop skills, but none of them are X skills. And so,
right,
he's still going to be an archer or titan, because that's where he's going to be most effective. And by the way, guys, what I normally do is I store up my archers during the course of my weekends when I grind, so I can then proceed to use them at the beginning of the week when I need to grind for VP. Because I don't even need to level up my archers anymore. I can crush any defense that's out there, with the exception of those long-range defenses with Siggy.
Yeah, those are rough. So, how did you do in the last event? Because, like, half of the squad was on vacation, so...
Oh, I ended up going exactly where I said I would, and that's to 11,000. I got my Avalos, and I ended up using 5 tokens, because I didn't have a lot of time to grind this weekend. 5 tokens and then grinding the rest of them. And so in total, I spent I started off with 31,000 gems. I ended up with 28 or 27.9 or something like that. So 3,500 gems, all the portal stones, and 5 relics used. With all of my...
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. If I had gone much further, I would have really started to cut into either my gems or the other part. And the only reason I wanted Avalos is so I can get the relic out of the Titan Pantheon.
Yeah, you like that one?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a shout out to it right now. The 2 relics in here that I actually care about. Alright, we got the Legendary Tier 1 and then the Legendary Tier 2. Legendary Tier 2 I needed Avalos for, but I'm still missing one more Titan out of here. Now, I am a huge fan of the orbs, and I'll probably do a Relics Revealed series on this one, but I'm missing Skullgrim for this. These ones that have 3 resistances that are going to be 24, I can see getting what I would like to have is get an X-skilled Titan with maybe Panthers or even Goliaths. And X-skill of health as well as an X-skill of something like attack. I don't know, maybe Goliath is the wrong one. And then get a maximized resistance to everything off of orbs and these masks. I can see that happen. And let me give it a quick shout out to Rob, because he did something amazing this weekend. He did the full grind to get out to Vivixia, and he maxed 4 stars.
Wow.
So...
That's, shout out. I've a full grind thing. It is definitely a feat.
You pay the piper, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you do.
But then again, and I got to tell you, like when I started grinding this weekend, I realized, because I did the event last weekend as well, I was burnt out this weekend. I was like, there's no way I'm going to grind this whole thing.
Yeah, I got all of like 800 souls and got my 2 tokens and called it good, because I had 0 service up until Sunday evening, so I was just totally skipping this event. Whatever it was going to be, I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Now, for those of you who have been paying attention, when I started this stream, I had 300,000 VP. I got 80,000 off of 3 attacks. And so if you're thinking that, wow, people in Legend League, there's no way I can get that 2 million VP. In one sit-down session, you're going to be able to lock in easy 100,000 VP, and that is without land generation. So if you have lands generating you VP and are doing this cap thing and are attacking garrisons, 2 million won't be any problem for you during the course of a week. But you just got to do it smartly. Remember, if you cap too many times from the same person, especially if they're in an alliance bigger than you, expect to wake up naked and start over. That is the simple truth of things, and that's what actually makes Legend League awesome. I thought really hard, Drew, about grinding out to get to Vivixia, but because I don't have her. But then I thought, you know what? I won a life this weekend. And then I didn't do it. But, I grinded the previous weekend. Alright. Bo?
Yeah, still here.
Alright. So, what are your guys' goals in our Hammer this week?
We're taking this to get organized in Hammer. Still have about 11 players that are supposed to be in Hammer that are not in Hammer yet. A few of them are still with you guys in War, but I don't want to mess up your guys' push for top 3 by asking them to leave. So we're gonna just kind of hang loose in Hammer. Hammer's okay though. We're on the server with Len. We are trying to do what we can to help Legends stay out of demotion zone because that server is so short. I mean, you saw it this morning, right?
I did.
There's only like 24 alliances on the server, so you're gonna, even if you're in demotion zone, you're still getting a 3-star.
It's true.
Which is crazy. So we're trying to help Legends stay out of demotion zone. That's all we're really doing. That and getting people unbanned and making sure they understand what the goals are as far as what we're doing with the whole Warhammer thing.
I was shocked, to be honest with you, when we did that little bidding thing. I basically put the bare minimum of what War has been, or non-toxic has basically expected, and I ended up like 4th on the list. I was like, what is happening? Did you guys expect a much higher bidding war?
Well, so anchoring has really changed things a lot. It's not. I think 4 million might be a little bit high in the world of anchoring and cap deleting. So when you put a poll up like that, and you ask how many can you do, most people are going to bid low because they want to make sure they can do what they actually bid. So I wasn't too surprised. And then as we keep, because we're going to do that every week, right? We're going to throw a poll up on Wednesday-ish and let it run through Friday or Saturday. And then on Sunday, we'll take a look at, the poll results and take a look at the alliances and see who needs to move where. This first week was just really, a massive amount of movement. So, but it's, it'll be much easier, the following weeks.
I hope so.
Evidently it was, it's working out pretty well. You guys are in top 3, so.
Well, maybe I was over greedy with 4 million, but I've been able to hit it consistently between 4 and 8 million every week for the last few months. And it's...
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, they didn't really, 4 million is like the, 4 million plus, that encompasses like Woo, who did like 16 million last week or some ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
So,
one of these days, I am in line simply for VP without thinking about resources. Let's see how far I can go.
Yeah, you should. That's what Woo was doing last week. He wanted to set a new personal record. So he was, I don't know, top 15 global player last week, I think.
Jeez. That's impressive. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry I missed all of the welcomes, guys. Everyone who's joined my channel in the last 20 minutes while Bo and I have been talking, welcome, guys. Alright. Why would you ever have a lightning spell on defense? Please tell me that. lightning spell on defense.
I mean, if it's a land, it's just to get the numbers up to make, generation.
Man, I don't even need to use anything. This is just stupid how overpowered these archers are. Level 60 Matano, level 60 Skolnar. It doesn't really matter. They could be 10 levels above you. Okay, I'm done complaining. Listen, I'm complaining, but I'm still using the Titan. That's like hypocritical. But yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, I'm excited about the direction that non-toxic is going. It's something fresh, it's something new.
And George is saying in the chat that the big alliances should be in Legend League. George, they're afraid to come to Legend League and play with us. I'm calling them out. They're afraid to come to Legend League because they do not like the way we play in Legend League.
That's
the
right.
The reason they can do 200 million VP in Champion League is because they just sit there and farm lands all week. We're used to waking up naked.
Exactly.
That's the name of the game. Hey, it just makes it. I actually prefer it because I feel bad when I cap a land and I have to delete it so I can go cap another one. I don't want to delete the lands. I want them to stay in the game. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. Own it. I got to tell you, it feels so good. I mean, in this game, there is no better feeling than participating in a alliance war. Like having 10 people on and then someone yell at the target, and then in the next 60 seconds that target is stripped clean and you're on to the
and we plan on doing a lot of that at Hammer. So I think this new direction or philosophy or whatever you want to call it that we've adopted, I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the guys at Hammer because we are not going to worry about what the repercussions are of doing what we do. We're just going to do it. Because you used to be like, well, do we shave it? Well, if we shave this alliance, then we're going to wake up and we're not going to have any lands, and that's going to mess up our placement. We might lose a spot. We don't care about it all. If Drum, because he's the leader of war, if Drum says this alliance and Jabe, and we won't care what they do to us.
Rob, you bring up a good point, and that's the whole reason that we have a ebb and flow when it comes to these alliances here. So it gives people a chance to step back and have the other people show. For example, I am not going to be in the War Alliance every single week, but whenever I am ready and I have that fight in me, I guarantee I will be up there contributing what I can to make sure the legend of non-toxic is spread. Because we're done being that sit in the back alliance that just takes what's given. We are stepping up to the plate and are going to take what we've earned. That's what I'm talking about.
So we also had like 35 new players join NT Warlocks today.
What? Did we consume another alliance or something?
Pretty much.
Jeez.
Not 100% if it's going to stick or not, but Warlocks has got like 40 members now. It was dead forever.
What are they going to do when we need to build another alliance? I mean, I think we're like tapped out on leaders right now, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I mean, some of these people that come in, they have to become leaders. That's the only choice,
That's true. Not only do they have to become leaders, but they should have to become YouTubers because we're short on those too.
Well, we're not short on YouTubers. We're just short on YouTubers that make content.
There you go. All right, guys. Here we go. This is an example of how to take down what many would be considered an impregnable defense. Now, the problem with Solzar is that he doesn't provide enough armor piercing to get past X-skilled troops. The only one in his little entourage that's going to do true damage. No, don't shoot her for anything like that. The only one in his entourage that's going to do any true damage is himself. And so if I'm swinging in to take this, because I'm done attacking Panthers and showing you guys how easy it is. We're going against the big boy here, and we're going to go with an attack that is far weaker than Siegfried's. Because I think Solzar's defense is one of the few that could beat Siegfried. Alright. Here we go. We're going back to my mesh here. One of these days, and by the way, but one of these days, we are going to put League of Gods to shame. I'm calling it now.
I don't know about that, but there's another puzzle get that high, and it starts with a D and has a lot of Benjamin Franklin's involved.
That's true. All right.
And that's one of the things about the non-toxic gamers is we don't require people to spend money. We're just playing this game to have fun.
Right.
It's totally up to you.
I'd still be interested to see if we could get all three alliances in the same one. How long, how many hours we could stay even with them.
No, that's the goal next week. I mean, not to try to take down a log, to try to get all three on the same server. That's the goal next week.
Understood. All right, so real quick before I guys, I'm going in there with and 57% critical chance. So I'm looking at a defense that's 2.5 times stronger than I am. Now I'm calling it now. This is going to be one of the easiest battles I've had. And for those of you who have attacked Solzar, know that. He's great against Siggies under the right circumstance. Ooh, this is actually a pretty decent defense here. We are just going to charge that guy right off the bat. I got a shot off, that jerk. Alright, see? All of a sudden, he's down. And now, it's just about cleanup at this point. Level 25 means jack squat.
I still struggle against the 25s, but that's mostly because
your troop levels
my troops are 17. That's a big jump.
It is.
From 17 to 25. Now, if I was more along the 19 to 20 range with my troops, it would be much better. But there are some level 25 lands that I can take down. Just, even with, level 17 troops. I just have to be real picky about which ones I go for.
Look at this, guys. The never-ending stream of these Panthers. Who made this land anyway? This one's so weird.
Kumar's talking about War Gods, and War Gods does a similar thing to what we're doing with this whole bidding for VP system. What they do is they have a bid, and then the top 50 players they put on one team, but they stay down in Masters or Champion. They never come to Legend League to play that. So what I wish they would do is on the global streams, I wish they would put the league that the players or the alliances are in. Because a global ranking is fine, but everybody knows that, 200 million VP in Champion League is not the same as 200 million in Legend.
No, it's not. It is a vast difference. Alright. So now I have to find someone to defend this level 25 land. And because I don't have anyone that's going to be able to max it out currently, I'm just going to throw Loki on there. I'm going to need my Siggy for attacks.
Alright, it's midnight. I have to be at work at 7. I'm going to drop off here.
That's alright. Well, thank you so much for joining today. Alright. Now, I think I'm only going to do one more battle because I got to get up for work too. So much for getting that to that 500,000 tonight. But I've done basically 5 battles and gotten 125,000 VP. So you do that 5 or 6 times and you collect VP, you guys can easily see how you can get over 1 million VP in a day. So now, I am going to come over here to rank 4 and find someone with the strongest defense that I can find. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you guys that are in chat right now. Do you guys want me to concentrate on a defense that has a high defensive number, or a defense that has like a Guardian Titan that I can't see? Because I'm going to run Siegfried into it as long as it's not going to be range troops. So I want you guys to vote. Press 1 if you want a low defense Guardian type attack, or 2 if you want a high defense like explosive attack. And I'll see what I can find for you. And to give you an example, here's a paladin who's guarding this particular one. You wanted Matano defense? Alright. Alright, so everyone's looking for a Guardian defense. You know what, for you guys, I'm going to go tick off League of Gods. We're going to go farm off them. We're going to show that even gods can bleed. Alright, let's find somebody. Oh, that's a Berserker. Here we have Guardian. Okay, Castle of Andy. Andy is only level 21, or at level 21 troops. Let's see if we can. Level 21 troops and 900,000. This seems like a pretty weak Guardian. I'm going to mark it just in case I can't find anything stronger. That's right. I could totally see one of these guys picking up this video off YouTube and saying, alright, time to make shooter pay. That'll be awesome. I'm going to wake up naked tomorrow just for you guys. Alright, level 25. Here's a Guardian. 1.07 million. Alright. I'm expecting 90% resist against all. As you guys could see, we have 3, 4, 5 4-star relics. I'm sure they're all maxed. And this is a Matano. As you guys can see, they're all speed troops, because I don't know of a Guardian that runs militia. So, here we go. Titan resist Avalos. There we go. I wish I could find one of those. But here's the Matano. We are going to run archers that are 5 levels beneath him into him. And we are going to see how long we can last. Alright. For this special, we don't want any free spells. We're going to throw in 3 Fear and 3 Fireball. To give you an idea of the damage that these archers do, they're at 198% armor piercing, 57% critical. They do 16,000 damage per shot. You triple that with a critical strike, and we're looking at 48,000 or so damage, or basically 50,000 damage per archer per shot, and 18,000 health. And they have a nice 24% lightning resist. So, bring it on. Now I'm bringing in the fireballs so I can easily take out those grenadiers who, let's face it, are just problems for archers due to their range. Oh, wow. Never mind. This is a level 60 Skolnar. Okay. I mean, normally if I really wanted to make sure I'd win, I'd organize my troops as such, but I don't really have any fear of this at this point. Oh, look at that. My fireball didn't kill them all. Oh, no. Look at that. Those guys almost got to me.